Welcome to C Programming, and this is Kumar Swami Dapa from SRRS Government Polytechnic College, Sirsilla. And today we are going to learn the remaining loop control structures, that are while and do while loop. Yesterday, in the previous session, we have already discussed about the various loop control structures available in C programming, and at the same time, we have discussed about the for loop structure, right? So, the learning outcome of this particular session. Okay, so after completion of this session, a student will able to know so what is the while loop and what is the syntax of that while loop and how the control flow is going on in while loop. Okay, so that is nothing but the flow chart of while loop we are going to discuss, and then coming with the do while loop. So last one is the do while loop. So we are going to discuss about the syntax and flow chart about do while loop, and at last we are going to discuss about the differences between the while and do while loop. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about a few programs on while and do while loop. Okay, so now it's time to move for discussion now. So let us rewind our last session, that is, so in C program we have only three types of loop controls. One is the for loop, and another is while, and last one is the do while loop. Okay, so we already discussed this in the last session. For loop we already discussed. Okay, now we have to discuss about this while and do while loop in today's session. Okay, as we know, we are using loops to perform repetitive tasks. So the efficiency of the program will be increased if we reduce the number of lines of code, as well as uh, uh, so the repetitive work that can be reduced by using this kind of loops. Okay, so now coming to the while loop. So this is the syntax of while loop: while followed by a condition, okay, and open curly brace followed by set of statements and closed curly brace. Here we are not terminating this while statement with any semicolon here. Okay, there is no semicolon here. Okay, and in between opening and closing of curly braces, we can write any number of statements. It may be a single statement, or it may be 2, 3, or n number of statements we can write. And this is called body of the loop. So body of the while loop. So body of the while loop. Okay, body of the loop. Okay, so whatever the statements we have written in between the curly braces, in between these curly braces, we can call it as a body of this particular while loop. Okay, so in compare with the previous session we have discussed about the for loop. In the for loop, uh, inside the this parenthesis, we need to write three statements: initialization, condition, and then increment or decrement operation statement, right? But here in the while loop, we need to write only one condition in the parenthesis. Okay, so based on this condition, if the result of this particular condition is true, then these block of statements are executed. These block of statements are executed. If the condition is false, then it is terminating the loop. So after the while statement, if there are any statement, then those statements are executed by the C compiler. Okay. Now let us discuss the theoretical concepts of this while loop. The statements that are written inside the curly braces after the while statement are called body of the while. Body of the while loop, right? So these are called body of the while loop. Okay, and then the parenthesis after the while contains a condition. So here this is the condition that must be written in between the parentheses, and it must be after the while. So as long as this condition remains true, all the statements within the body of the while loop keep getting executed repeatedly. Okay, so as long as the condition is true, as long as this condition is true, then these block of statements are executed repeatedly until the condition is false. All the statements of this body of this while loop is going to execute. Okay, now let us look at the flow chart of while loop. So so this is the starting point of the while loop. Right, so in this, so this is the starting point. First of all, it is we need to initialize the counter value or the test condition, whatever we want. That must be done before declaring the before writing the while loop. Okay, so based on that initial value, we are going to test some condition. Okay, if the condition is true, then the body of the while loop will be going to execute. If the condition is false, then this we are terminating the while loop. Okay, so for example, if the condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. Then within the body of the loop, if we need to perform either increment or decrement of the counter values. Okay, we need to perform either increment decrement operation, so that at certain interval of time, or so that after certain period of execution of this block of statement, the body of the loop, okay, that test condition must be false at some case, then only uh, the control will come out of the while loop. Otherwise, if it is keep on going in between the true condition only, then that we can call it as a infinite loop. Okay, so if the if the test condition of the while loop, sorry, if the test condition of while loop always true, then that loop is going to infinite, so that we can call it as an infinite loop. So infinite number of times it is going to execute, it's keep on executing. Okay, so that must be prevented by performing some either increment or decrement operation, either increment or decrement operation. Okay, increment or decrement operation. Okay, so once again I am explaining the flow chart. So before starting the while loop, so first of all we need to initialize the counter value, so starting value of the counter. Then we are performing the test operation. After the test, if the test result of the test condition is true, then body of the while loop will be going to execute. After executing the body of the while loop, within the body of the while loop, it must perform either increment or decrement operation. So based on that, again we are going to test the condition. If the condition is true, again we are executing the block of statements, and we have to perform the increment decrement operation. If the test condition is false, then we are stopping the execution of while loop. Okay, so here is an example. In this example, here we have a counter, and this counter is initialized with value 1. So the value of counter is 1, and then we are checking the condition whether 1 is less than or equals to 10. So 1 is less than or equals to 10 is always true, right? So if the condition is true, then the body of the while loop will execute. So here this is the opening curly brace, and this is the closing curly brace. In between we have only two statements, so these are the body of the while loop. So it is going to execute the first statement, then it prints the welcome message, and then it performs the counter plus plus. The initial value of the counter is increased by 1. So plus plus is an increment operator, right? So plus plus is an increment operator. So we are using this plus plus to increase the already existed value by 1, increase the variable value which is already exist by 1. Okay, so here the already existed counter value is 1. So what happened is the counter that 1 is added with another one, then 1 plus plus, so counter value becomes 2. Then so after executing the body of the statement, it is going to again to check the condition. Okay, then 2 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, the test condition is true. If it is true, then it is again entering into the body of the loop. Within the body of the loop, it performs the print operation. Okay, second time it is going to print the welcome message. Then counter plus plus, the already existed counter value is 2. Then now it is added with 1. Now counter becomes 3. Okay, then again it is moved to check the condition, right? So it is moved to check the condition. Now the counter becomes 3. 3 is less than 10. Yes, it is true. Then again it is entering in the body of the loop. Now the printf statement will be going to execute. Then our welcome message will be printed one more time, and counter value will be increased by 1. So the already existing counter value is 3. Now it is become 4. Okay, then again it is coming to the to check the while condition. The condition is again it is true, 4 is less than 10. Yes, then it performs the print operation. So fourth time it is going to print the welcome message and the counter plus plus. Now the counter become 5, right? So why? Because every time we are adding 1 to the already existed one. Okay, now counter becomes 5. So 5 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, it is true. Then it performs the printf function. It executes the printf function. It is going to print the welcome message, then counter plus plus. Though increase the already existed counter value by 1. Yes, now it becomes 6, right? Then 6 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, it is true. Print the welcome message and increase the counter value by 1. Okay, now counter value becomes 7, right? So after 7, again we are checking the condition. 7 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, it is true. Then print the welcome message. Yes, so seventh time the welcome message will be printed. Counter plus plus, increase the counter value by 1. Now counter value become 8. 8 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, it is true. Then execute the welcome message, right? So print the welcome message, then increase the counter value by 1. Now 8 becomes 9. So counter value becomes 9. 9 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, it is true. It prints the welcome message ninth time and print the increase the counter value by 1, right? So now counter becomes 10. 10 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, the condition is true. Again entering into the body of the loop. Print the welcome message 10th time, right? Then increase the counter value by 1. Now counter becomes 11. 11 is less than or equals to 10. Then now the condition is false. Then it is going to out of the loop. So after the while loop, so we have the closing statement for the closing curly brace for the main function. So the program is ended, right? So in this way we are going to print this welcome message 10 times. Okay, so we are with the help of this program we are going to print the welcome message 10 times. If you want to print 100 times, so what you have to do? So you have to change this condition, this condition with 10 is replaced with 100, so that you can able to print this message 100 times. So what if you want to print this message 9 times? 9 times only. Either you can uh, replace this 10 value with a 9, or you can replace this condition with the relational operator less than or equals to is replaced with less than 10. So less than 10 means it is true until 9, and if it is 10 then the condition will going to false. Okay, so are you getting the point? So after entering the while loop, it tests the condition. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. If the condition is false, it terminates the execution of while loop. Okay, now it's time to uh, speak about do while loop, right? So now do while. So as we already know the while loop, now do while is here. The syntax is, first of all we are writing the do keyword, then open curly brace, then closed curly brace, followed by while condition and followed by semicolon. Okay, and in between the opening and curly brace we are writing several statements, and these statements are called body of the do while loop. Okay, so this is the body of the do while loop. Okay, so this is the body of the do while loop. The body of the do while loop may contain either one statement or more than one statement, so you can contain any number of statements. Okay, so the execution procedure here, it first execute all the statement which are available. It is going to execute all the statements available in the body of the do while loop. So after executing all the statement, it tests for the condition. It tests the condition. If the condition is true, then again it is entering into the body of the do while loop to execute all the statement. If the condition is false, then it is terminating the execution of this do while statement. Okay, are you getting the point? In the while loop, first of all we are checking the condition. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. In the do while loop, first of all we are executing the body of the do while loop, then we are testing the condition. If the condition is true, then again we are executing the body of the do while loop. If the condition is false, then we are terminating the do while loop. Okay, now so whatever we have discussed here, those are represented in textual form. The statements that are written inside the curly braces are called body of the do while loop. Okay, the statements that are written inside the curly braces are called body of the do while loop. Okay, so this is spelling mistake here. Body of the do while loop. Okay, the parenthesis after the while contains a condition. So after the while, so we have written these parentheses. So this is the open parenthesis and this is the closed parenthesis. In between the opening and closed parenthesis we must write the condition. Okay, and next, the do while loop, the condition is written after the curly braces. So after writing the curly braces means after writing the body of the do while loop, then we are writing the test condition. The do while test the condition after having executed the statements within the loop. So after executing the statements within the body of the do while loop, then we are checking the condition. Okay, so here is the flow chart, right? So uh, this is the start button, and here first of all we need to initialize the counter value, and then we are executing the body of the loop. Then we are performing within the body of the loop, we have to perform either increment or decrement operation, and then we are checking the test condition. If the condition is true, then we are moving to enter the body of the loop, and we are going to execute the body of the loop. Then we need to perform either increment decrement operation. Then we need to check the test condition again. If the test condition is true, then again we need to execute the body of the loop, and we need to perform either increment decrement operation. Then again we have to check the test condition. For example, if the test condition is false, we are stopping means we are terminating the execution of this do while loop. Okay, so have you understood the difference between the while and do while? Here we are not checking the condition first, we are executing the body of the loop, and we are performing the either increment or decrement operation. So in this flowchart I am representing the increment, so that may be either increment or decrement, whatever it is. Okay, and then I am checking the test condition. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop and again increment operation. If the condition is false, then we are terminating the do while loop. So here is a simple example. In this example, I am first initializing the counter value with 1, then I am performing the welcome message and counter plus plus. So I am increasing the counter value. Okay, then I am writing the test condition inside the parenthesis beside the while, and terminating with the semicolon. Okay, so again the procedure is same. The initial value of counter is 1. Okay, so initial value of counter is 1, and then I am printing the welcome message one time. Okay, then increase the counter plus plus means, so plus plus is an increment operator to increase the already existed value of the variable by 1, so 1 becomes 2. Okay, and then 2 is less than 10, yes it is true. So 2 is less than 10, yes it is true. So it prints the welcome message one more time, and then counter increase the counter value by 1, now it becomes 3. 3 is less than 10, yes it is true, again it is going to print the message, and 3 plus plus becomes 4, and then 4 is less than 10, yes it is true, increase the counter value by 1, so now 4 becomes 5. 5 is 5 is uh, less than 10, yes it is true, then 5 is less than 10, yes it is true, then it print the counter welcome message, and increase the counter value by 1, now counter becomes 6. Okay, 6 is less than 10, yes it is true, print the message sixth time, and it increase the counter value by 1, yes, now counter becomes 7. 7 is less than 10, yes it is true, it prints the welcome message one more time, 7 becomes 8, and 8 is less than 10, yes it is true, print the welcome message, and then increase the counter value by 1, right? Now 9 is less than 10, yes it is true, print the welcome message, right? And increase the counter value by 1, now counter become 10. 10 is less than 10, yes false, then it's coming out of the loop. Okay, now the difference between while and do while loop. So we need to talk about the difference between while and do while. So here the difference is the place where the condition is tested. So in while loop we are testing the condition first, in the do while loop we are testing the condition last. Okay, so the place of while statement in while is at first and do while is at last. The while tests the condition before executing any of the statements within the while loop. So while statement tests the condition before executing any of the statements within the while loop. And coming to the do while tests the condition after having executed the statements within the loop. So first it executes that statement, then after executing the statement, then it tests the condition. That means the body of the while loop is executed at most once. At most one means less than or equals to at most one means greater than or equals to 0, right? uh, sorry at most one means less than 1. The coming to the do while, the statement must terminated with a semicolon. Coming to the do while executed at least once. So the do while statements are executed at least once means either it is executed one time or more number of one time. And coming to the here, these are executed either executed greater than or equals to less 0 times. So here in the do while, either it executes 0 number of times or it executes more than 0 number of times. If the condition is true, more than 0. If the condition is false, 0 number of times in while. Coming to in do while, if the condition is false, the number of times executed by the body of the loop is 1. If the condition is true, then more than 1. Means irrespective of condition, one time the body of the do while loop will be executed. Okay, are you getting the point? So without checking the condition also, the body of while loop will be executed at least at one time. So after that, if the condition is false, then coming out of the loop means uh, even though the condition is false, the body of do while loop will be executed once, and the body of while loop will be executed 0 number of times. Okay. Now, the do while statement must terminated with a semicolon, whereas the while statement is not terminated with a semicolon, right? So the do while statement must terminated with a semicolon after writing the condition. But while statement we are don't use the semicolon. If you use the semicolon, then it is a move to infinite loop. Okay. Thank you. If you have any kind of query, please ping me to kumarswami.dapa@gmail.com, and it may be anything. So means anything which are related to while and do while. Okay. Now it's time to move to practical session. Here, now for example, I am trying to write a program, print 1 to 10 numbers. Okay, so my program aim is to print 1 to 10 numbers. So that can be done with the help of while as well as do while. Now first of all, try to write the program in while. So hash include stdio.h. Okay, void main int counter equals to 1. Okay, while c is less than or equals to 10, printf slash n, sorry, percent ld c. C++. Let's see which function here I am using, and at the same time clear screen function also I am using. Okay, so both are available in Carnival data type hash include carnival.h. Okay, so compile the program. 3 errors are there, right? Unable to, right? So here spelling mistake is there. Definitely 0 errors are there. Control F9, right? So I am printing 150 numbers. Now try to print the same program by using do while loop. So what I am doing is, so I am keeping this in comment. Okay, now I am using do while. So first write the do, then printf slash n percent ld c c++, close the do while statement, write the while condition while c is less than 10. Okay, now I am trying to compile. 2 errors are there. Okay, so function call is right, sorry, comma is missing. One more error, two statement must have, sorry, while. Okay, compile, right, try to execute. Now it is printing 1 to 9. So why? Because so here I am writing the condition, right? Alt F9, Control F9, right? So it is going to print 1 to 10 numbers again. Now if I want to print these numbers in reverse order, so try to print 1 to 10 numbers in reverse order. Okay, so now I am writing new program, hash include. So instead of writing new program, let us so here initial counter value is 1, then I am increasing the counter value every time by 1, so that 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 4, dash dash dash, and it becomes 10. Okay, now try to write a program to print 10 to 1 numbers in reverse. So 1 to 10 numbers in reverse means 10 to 1. So 10 to 1. So I am giving a tip. So first of all you need to print 10. So for that purpose the initial value of counter must be 10. Okay. Then after printing 10, so what you need to print? 9. So the difference between 10 and 9 is minus 1. So perform, instead of increment operation you need to perform decrement operation, right? So if you perform the decrement operation, then 10 becomes 9, 9 becomes 8, 8 becomes 7 and etc. until you need to check the condition to reach 1, right? So try to write hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h void main, right? In the initial counter value is 10, right? And while c must be greater than 0, so that it is going to print until 1, right? Printf slash n percentage d c c minus minus get switch clear screen. Okay, so I'm compiling the program, I'm getting 0 errors and executing the program, then I'm getting 10 to 1 numbers. Okay, now for example, print the uh, even numbers, print the even numbers in between 10 to 1. So what is meant by an even number? The number that is divisible by 2 means it is a even number, right? So for that purpose what you have to do is, so I'm writing the new program, right? Hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h void main, and what will write number. So num, the initial value of number is for example 1, right? While number less than or equals to 10, okay, printf percentage d slash n num, num plus 2, okay. So here in this program what I am doing is, so I am assigning the number with 1, then I am going to print the numbers in between 1 to 10 by incrementing the counter value by 2. So check the program once, then 0 errors. So 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 means it is going to infinite loop, okay. So it is going to infinite loop, okay. So what happened is, I am not so that counter increment statement, I missed with something in the counter increment statement. I wrote num plus 2, but what I have to write? Num is equals to num plus 2. So the already existed number value must be added with 2. So again I am typing hash include stdio.h include convo.h while num num is equals to 1. Now the number is 1 while num less than or equals to 10. Right. So initially here in the previous program we wrote greater than 0, right? So greater than 0 means 1 is always greater than 0, that's why it is moved to infinite loop. Okay, so printf percentage d, sorry, right. So I'm trying to compile the program, I'm trying to execute the program. So what it is printing, it is printing all the odd numbers in between 1 to 10. But what I want the even numbers between 1 to 10. So for that purpose, what you need to do is just change the initial value from 1 to 2 and compile the program and execute the program. Then, sorry, okay. So what I need to do is I need to clear the screen. So it is merged with the previous output. Okay, right. Now it is displaying, sorry, all the numbers, all the even numbers in between 1 to 10. Okay, now try to apply the same concept to print all the even numbers in between 1 to 100, and try to print these even numbers from, so here we are printing all the even numbers between 1 to 10. Now try to print those even numbers between 1 to 10 in reverse order. Okay, and by using while loop as well as do while loop. Okay, and try to practice more number of programs, sorry, so try to practice more number of programs by performing by using while, and try to use the same programs to write in do while. So write the programs in while as well as do while as well as in for loop also, that are discussed in the previous session. Okay, try to execute the same problem with different loops. Okay, so still if you have any kind of query, then ping me to kumarswami.dapa@gmail.com. Okay, thank you for your patience.